GG. Well, what do we have here? Anyway, those joining me live into those joining me on archive. Saturday there was a fight. I didn't get to watch the fight live anyway. I was busy with other shit, right? Town for a while and enjoyed a couple of days. That's not working and just chilling and enjoying just enjoying my time. And boxing wasn't on the table, obviously, right? Boxing, as much as I love it, it's a very stressful thing, and I just don't need that extra stress. I enjoyed my time. I vacation. Well, it wasn't vacation, but and I knew I was missing the fight. And I understand. Watch this, highly anticipated Gennady Golovkin fight because we all know. I mean, Gennady Golovkin, I'm sure, brought in at least 500,000 buys. I mean, he's got to, right? I mean, and about Gennady Golovkin and Canelo doing 2 million, he's got to pull some weight, right? I mean, you would think. Well, no, the pay-per-view numbers are pretty low. Now, generally speaking, this is just a notice to everybody. Pay-per-view numbers will slightly increase for several reasons, but a lot of orders aren't counted yet. Control orders that still want in receivers and will soon be. But anyway, on billing cycles, whoever got it sent to their bill, etc., depending what provider they have. So let's say, giving them the benefit of the doubt, it is over, right? And buys. GG. I mean, G. I mean, wow. What a star, But yes, I missed the fight. The highly anticipated fight that nobody was talking about outside of the boxing world, but here it is. Now with that said, it doesn't mean I'm all for big pay-per-view fights or big events or anything like that. I think this was a great fight. I'm only pulling the leg, okay, of these delusional Gennady Golovkin fans that think, Canelo's got to give him 50-50 or some bullshit like that because the fight's going to do 2 million or some crap like that. The numbers. Okay, get the fuck out of here. Overall, though, let me tell you about the fight. You've seen it. You've seen people talk about it. And here's the thing, right? Think won. Right? Like who does DStyle think won the fight? Everybody's all listening right now. Like, whoa. The suspense. Suspense! Okay, so I'll tell you what. I finished watching not even 30 minutes ago. Right? So just now. I didn't get the experience of watching it live or anything like that, right? But if I'm honest, first of all, the fight was close, right? The fight was very close, and I wouldn't call it a robbery. Okay, this whole look, man. Right now, it's crazy. Like, oh, it's a robbery! They robbed them, or you got Gennady Golovkin fans saying that Gennady Golovkin was almost robbed and this, that, and the third, because certain types of fighters aren't good in their opinion. But Gennady Golovkin, I did not do a prediction video, but I expected him to win. I thought he would win. I thought he would win it pretty in decisive fashion. I thought he would stop Jacobs, to be honest, which just tells me one thing. Golovkin is not who I thought he was. And Gennady Golovkin is not as good as I thought he was. In fact, I had about him were only amplified in this fight, right? I mean, he looks so bad. You have Gennady Golovkin fans out there still saying, well, he let himself get hit because, he's trying to get everybody to fight him. Himself get hit so others could get in the ring and fight him. Okay, well, you guys, Hispanics, because you really like all that stretching. Stretching, a lot of you guys do. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised you have a lot of stretch marks. Okay, this shit, totally, hey, I'll get hit. Right. So what about the times he didn't let himself get hit? Right. So anyway, it was a close fight. I feel Jacobs won. Jacobs won the fight. All right. What you score it? Well, let me tell you what I scored it. Gennady Golovkin fans just logged out. Oh, I knew he was going to do that. I knew he was going to go against Gennady Golovkin because he doesn't like Gennady Golovkin. He doesn't want to admit. Like, let me tell you something. Okay, you got dudes like Mary's these shit because Gennady Golovkin was given the decision, right? Get the fuck out of here, right? If you're praying to God, all right, that he gets a decision, it doesn't sound like you're very confident your guy was going to win the decision. You have to pray about it. All right, check it out. Let's take a look. First of all, 14. That's what I scored the fight. 114, 113. That's what I scored the fight. If somebody wants to do 115, 112, right? But that's what I scored the fight. Okay, gee, well, how dare you? Like what? Right? And look, I'm telling you straight up, I didn't do a prediction video, but I had Gennady Golovkin winning. If I felt Jacobs was going to win, I would have, believe me, I would have done a video about it, right? Come on here and act like I thought Jacobs was going to win. I never thought that. But I think he pulled it off. Now you could say, right? Aside from the nonsense that I'm hearing about, well, the times he got hit don't count because he let himself get hit because he's trying to lure other guys in the ring with him. Okay, keep doing that. See how that works out for you. All right? Not a fucking telegraph jab. Okay, and it becomes extremely predictable after 6 rounds. Okay, he becomes very predictable. Right? The only difference is other guys were not able to take advantage of that. Okay, who's going to take advantage of it? Willie Monroe? Was he going to take advantage of it? Seriously. Get hit then? Why didn't he put himself in a position where it was a tough fight against Monroe for 12 rounds? Strategy is, let me make it look like I lost so I could get fights. Stupid, right? So anyway, aside from that, could there be some form of, expecting Danny Jacobs to do this good? Can't say nobody, but the majority of the public. And since when it was a close round, surprised, and maybe they gave Jacobs the benefit of the doubt. Is that possible? Well, of course that's possible, right? Like a bunch of Gennady Golovkin fanboys don't just give Gennady Golovkin all the benefit of the doubt either. Well, are we going to act like, because, times Jacobs hit him because, he let him hit him. It's kind of one of the most retarded things I've ever heard in my life. But well, that's it. Right? And look, if you give it to Gennady Golovkin, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to sit and say, oh, this, that, and the third. And if you give it to Danny Jacobs, I'm going to agree with you. Some people put it pretty wide. I don't have it that wide, but I think he edged it out. I think he pulled it off. Pissed you off? I know I pissed some people off too. Oh, you're just saying that for attention. Going against Gennady Golovkin, popular thing to do, apparently. Talking boxing fans on social media, dude. that act like this guy, like everything Gennady Golovkin, if this motherfucker takes shit, they don't want it to flush it down the toilet. I mean, they want to put his shit on a monument. Okay, that's the way these guys act. Right, so it was a close fight, and I want to see a rematch. I want to see the rematch. Don't do it on paper. What are you doing putting it on pay-per-view? Like, well, Gennady Golovkin wants more money, so he doesn't generate that money. No, but Gennady Golovkin doesn't care about money. Well, if he doesn't care about money, then why do you have it put it on pay-per-view then? You guys are a fucking walking contradiction. You make no fucking sense. Big star. Another moment, what doesn't matter what he generates because he's not about money. He values more than money, right? But he's fighting on pay-per-view to make more money. And he's asking for more money to fight Canelo, right? Like, what is he asking for? Well, it's about the principle of it. Well, if it's about the principle of it, go fight in your home country then. Don't fight in the U.S. where all the money is. Where all the moolah is, okay? USA, but other favorite fighters fight in the USA, right? All your favorite fighters, rushing to get fucking, all they do is get visas to come fight in the U.S. That's all they do. Time to not spend money on visas then. In the U.S. and trying to make money in the U.S. and trying to do all this. Stop fighting on pay-per-view. Like 150,000 to 200,000 buys is embarrassing. Like it's stop. Fight on HBO. Well, what do you care? It's just fight on HBO, so we don't have to pay for it. All right? I mean, holy shit. This is a good fight too, man. If this fight, say whatever you want, right? Was on like CBS or not just HBO, just any channel, whatever it is, right? I've watched it, and this is the type of fight you want people to watch. And I'm telling you right now, this was a great fight, right? I liked it. So get the fuck out of here, okay? Gennady Golovkin does not belong. He's not a pay-per-view attraction. He's not, right? In the year 2017, this guy can't even crack 300,000 buys. All right? For the type of money he's asking for and all this, he's just not worth that money. He's not. It's not what he's worth. Like, if you really want to go over it, Manny Pacquiao was doing over the 300,000 marks, okay? Thousands, mid-2000s. Holmes had pay-per-view availability. Whether it was doing in the 300,000s, 400,000s. Hopkins against Taylor did like over 400,000. This 150,000 shit is embarrassing. It really is. So he's not a star, and I know he wants more money, but you can't worth what you generate. What you're worth. Isn't this like the lecture we kept hearing about Danny Jacobs? He's asking for more money because he's scared to fight. Did he look scared to you in the ring? Okay? It's just because you look at Gennady Golovkin and you get scared. Like, oh yeah, he's so scary. This because you get scared doesn't mean Danny Jacobs gets scared. Did he look scared to you? All right, so look, weren't they like saying like Jacobs can't ask for that money? You're worth what you generate. Like okay, motherfucker. So this motherfucker doesn't generate shit. In the pay-per-view did under 200,000 buys. He ain't worth anything. So take the money. In fact, he's not worth the 10 million. If they offered him, he's not. But take it. It's being offered. They're offering you more than what you're worth to fight Canelo. And let me just say this right now. Same way about the Canelo fight. and Gennady Golovkin, to be honest, right? So I'm not going to come on here and say, oh, yeah, Canelo whoop his ass, because I'm not even sure Canelo beats Jacobs, right? I think that's a very tough fight, too. So all I know is I still feel I would still favor Gennady Golovkin in a fight against Canelo, but I'll tell you this right now, I'm a little more confident Canelo has a shot to beat him. I know that. As good as I thought he was, and I didn't think as highly as you guys did. Yeah, dude's over there calling him the best of all time, and that he could beat Hagler. You still think you still you still think Prime Roy Jones at 160? Like, you really think that? You oh man, like, I know you don't believe that, but you gotta type it because it's the internet and it's easy to just type it down and be like, yeah, I believe it. I believe it. And I'm gonna follow channels that tell me that because it makes me feel good. Do that right now. There's really nothing else to say. The fight was great, pay-per-view though. But in fairness, I don't want anything on pay-per-view. So you know, um, that's really it. For all the people, I mean, keep in mind, some people had some ridiculous predictions, like, oh man, 2 rounds flat, Gennady Golovkin beats him easy. Once he feels the power, I mean, he's been knocked out before. Like people just talk like knocked out before, like one time, like it's gonna happen again or something. I don't think this is a something that Gennady Golovkin himself. I don't have an issue with him as a person or as a fighter, but his fan base, though, like, man, double L. I mean, first of all, you got to win that. You have to feel like it could have gone the other way. Like, it could have. Like, before they read the scorecards, you were not confident, and you thought set. You could type what you want. You could thumb it down. You could leave the video. You could do whatever you want. But when you go to sleep at night, you know that. Like, and then on top of all that, put a top on top of on top, the pay-per-view sucked. Like, the pay-per-view numbers. The pay-per-view numbers were atrocious. Holy shit, those numbers suck. Golovkin is not a pay-per-view star. He's not an attraction. He does very good with arenas. Like, he'll sell out Madison Square Garden or an arena like in the West Coast. And what's funny is that people are like, he sells out in the East Coast and in the West Coast, but they make it sound like that's like coast to coast. Like, no. Like, he'll sell out in LA out of boxing fans already, right? Next over there love boxing. So, like, at least half of that fucking arena is Hispanic. They promoted him as Mexican style or whatever. So that's why he sells a lot in LA. New York, he also sells a lot because New York is another market that's been tapped into boxing wise. Cards have done pretty good in Brooklyn, not far from Madison Square Garden. So I'm not saying it's not impressive that he sells out the Garden and he could sell out in LA. But it's a little misleading the way HBO says it. Oh yeah, from the West Coast to the East Coast. Like you think they could just drop Gennady Golovkin in the middle of Omaha, Nebraska, and he'll sell out a whole fucking arena. I think you could just get Gennady Golovkin in the middle of Arkansas, and he'll just sell out an arena. In Louisiana and in Denver, Colorado, and like, no. Stadium, he'll sell the thing out. Like, no. New York, which is in the East Coast, as far east as you can go, and he sells out in the West Coast, as far west as you can go, in LA. Like, he's selling coast to coast, all right? He's gone on a world tour, or states selling out everywhere. It's a very misleading, but smart, when the promoters have done. Gennady Golovkin. I mean, from the East Coast to the West Coast, like no. LA and New York, which are already boxing markets, come on. There's already big crowds in those two cities for fights. Come on. It's he does far better than most guys. Sure. But let's not act like he's coast to coast. Like he's Mr. Worldwide all of a sudden. Oh, from the East Coast to the West Coast, all the way to England. Like no. That was Cal Brook. If it was true that he could sell out anywhere east to west, he would be doing over 1 million buys if that was true. If that was true. Like I'm sure if you put him like in or maybe Houston, okay, he could probably sell out those arenas. Boxing market there. But though let's not act like you could put him in somewhere that's not a boxing market and he's gonna just like become the talk of the town, right? Now that's it. And has a small but very, very passionate, right? That's what he has. And by small, I don't mean like a couple of dudes. Like, no, I mean, hundreds of thousands of them. But he has, right? They buy the pay-per-views and stuff, but it's just not enough of them. Very passionately buy it, but they'll sell out an arena in New York or in LA, but that's it. These guys, big attraction. You guys think he is? He's not. He just isn't. Right? So let's do this. Personally, I want to see just knock Chavez out. I want to see Canelo versus Gennady Golovkin at the end of the year because I do not want to see Gennady Golovkin versus Janet Jacobs again. Happens because for some strange reason, when a big money fight is looming around the corner, can't seem to catch a break and get a decision in a close fight. So if it's a close fight again, the decision, right? I'm not being a conspiracy theorist, but it just so happens that that's just the way it works, right? I want to let's make the big money fight already, get that out of the way, and then let's have Jacobs get his rematch, maybe fight the winner, right? This is the style. What you think? I mean, GGG.